What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. It's Brando Linick here. This is going to be a talk on how to start a home care business. You're going to want to pay close attention. I'm also going to talk about some concepts and things you really have to know when it comes to building a business that works for you, not against you. And this is going to save you a lot of time, energy, sweat, tears, and grief. And frustration that not only myself I've had to go through over the last 3 years, started a lot of different types of businesses, some things that worked, some things that didn't work. And I'll tell you, the things that did work, it required a lot of stuff, equipment, supplies, employees, all the stuff that is associated with a home care business and more. And if you really want to learn this approach, if you want to start a home care business, the first thing you need to do is map out a game plan, map out a business plan. A lot of people don't do this, and it kind of messes them up after they get started because they're like, oh my gosh, this is really the business model. This is what I got to do. This is what I got to pay. This is the type of customer and how many customers I'm going to need, all right, to cover my cost. And it really comes down to, like I said, looking at it from a business plan, a business perspective, first and foremost, mapping out and looking at how much overhead you're going to have to take on, so your overhead, and then looking at the profit and how much profit you're going to make per customer, all right, and how many customers you're going to need, okay, and how many customers are going to actually cover your monthly expenses, your weekly expenses, and daily expenses of running a home care business, all right, and looking at that and saying, okay, well, not only how many you're going to need to cover those expenses, but how many you're going to need to cover that and also pay yourself to create some profit and income for yourself, all right? So I'd advise you, honestly, if you don't have the budget set aside of tens of thousands of dollars to actually start a home care business, if you don't have it, all right, and you're looking at it because you want to start a simple business, because it is a fairly simple business to start if you do have the money, and it's an easy business, all right, it's something that's in the marketplace that's converting, it's something that people need and want, okay, home care, home health care, all right, whether it's for elderly people, whether it's for disabled people, all right, everyone's looking for home care, all right, so it's something that's in need. But I'd advise you, if you don't have the budget set aside, not to go out and get a loan, not to finance, don't strap that ball and chain to your leg. Having seen people take 30 years to pay off their debts from that, that's 30 years waiting to finally live your life. It's crazy, right? And it can be a headache, so I wouldn't advise you to do that. And I'd advise you, if you don't have all the money and resources to invest in starting a home care business, the best thing that you could do, honestly, if you hear me out here for just 1 minute, all right, and if you're open, then look at seriously starting an online business. And my experience with this goes back over the last year when I came across a person who was building a business on the internet very strategically without having any of that overhead. So their profit was like up to here, making a high multiple six-figure income without being on the computer, without being on the computer all day long, I should say, and operating from their computer though, so they had the mobility and leverage to literally travel in different locations and operate. And because they were doing that, it was attractive to me. I started to model and copy what they were doing, and with their permission I was able to do that. And in a couple weeks period of time after that, was able to in turn create a full-time income business from scratch on the internet, working part-time. So not average or typical results, just like in traditional business, a home care business, you got to learn stuff, you got to put in work. But the cool part was putting in those two things, the work and learning stuff. The cool part was I didn't have to have the resources of tens of thousands of dollars to start the business. I didn't have to create my own products, and I didn't have to go through that big learning curve that a lot of people have to go through in traditional business. And the internet is by far the most profitable and best model I could throw your way if you don't have the budget and the resources too, all right? And you want to create a business that works for you, not against you, where you can literally do what you want, when you want, whenever you want. Because with the right guidance and help, all right, starting an online business, you can do exactly that. And I'd advise you, because there's so much noise out there on the internet when it comes to this, that you connect with someone who's building a business online. Connect with someone who's willing to connect with you, who can share with you how to get the results that you want. Whether you want to build a business and your why is to go help kids in Africa, or maybe your why to build a business is to learn a new language, or learn the piano, or learn a new instrument, or to travel the world. Maybe you want to be a nomad, all right? I don't know what your passion is. I don't know what your real reason is to build a business, but once you figure that out, if it really is to do what you want, when you want, whenever you want, and you really want to create true leverage out of a business model, learn how to leverage the internet. Learn how to build a business online. And that's my last tip and piece of advice I'll leave you with in this video. But I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did put it together for you. I look forward to catching you on the next one. And make sure, if you want to learn how to do this, to connect with me on my site. It's 123marketingtips.com. If you want to learn the skills, and if you also want to be introduced, I can introduce you to the person, alright, my mentor, my good friend Dave and Chris, who have been able to share with me really the fundamentals of building a full-time income business working part-time for myself, and how they themselves have made high multiple 6 and multiple 7 figures on the internet over just the last 13 months here as well. So if you want to be introduced to them, I look forward to sharing this with you on the other side and helping you get the results that you want building a business online. I hope that means a lot. I know this is a YouTube video, but I do mean that, and I'll see you on the beaches of the world. Take care.